This just in, our insider, Adrian Wojnarowski, is reporting that Ben Simmons, listen to this, he arrived at the 76ers facility today after being suspended, of course, for last night's season opener. He has since left the facility without taking part in the team's scheduled workout and is unlikely to play in tomorrow's home opener against Brooklyn. There he is, half man, half amazing. Imagine going through life when anytime you hear half man, half amazing, you know, if Nas isn't around, they're talking about you. Vince Carter. All right, Vince, what's your reaction to the news on Ben Simmons?
At this point, it's a strained relationship. It's time to move on. It's time for the organization to figure out what they can get out of it. You don't want to take that chance on saying, hey, we're going to wait to see if James Harden is around at the end of the season for us to make a trade on. You just got to get the best possible deal that you can and move on from this, because your team is still a darn good team, and they showed it last night that they can play together and they're ready to make some noise. So get rid of the distraction, let Ben Simmons go on and move forward.
Yeah, it just feels like I don't know, that Daryl Morey's not going to trade him until they have a team in Siberia or something. It just feels like this is not making sense from either side, like it's about more than just the business of basketball. Okay, another young star, Zion Williams, underwent off-season surgery to repair a broken foot, and there is no timetable for his return. On my morning show, I don't know if you heard about it, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Absolutely.
Yes, the radio, yes, ESPN radio. Doris Burkes says she's concerned about Zion. I want you to listen.
This is one of the key stars to me in the next generation for the NBA to keep growing. Like, you think about how captivating Zion was when he was at Duke. Charles Barkley talks all the time, and he said it the other night on TNT. He talked about Moses Malone basically grabbing him by the collar and setting him straight. I don't think Zion has that. If you're Zion and you've experienced the number of injuries that he's already experienced, you have to examine every aspect of what it is that you are doing. Mm-hmm. How can I best position myself to make sure I'm available?
Zion Williamson is so explosive. Vince, to me, it's like Derrick Rose, like you puffed up Derrick Rose. The motor is too much for the human frame, right? He's so explosive, like it's too much for the human sneaker. You know, his sneaker explodes, his knee, everything. Right. But here, Doris seems to be implying, or I'm inferring from what she's saying, that there's even more of a responsibility to take care of yourself, and maybe he's not doing that well enough. What's your reaction to what Doris had to say?
Well, Max, I'm going to say this, and maybe I sound old school when I say this. The one thing for me, when I walked into a locker room as a rookie or a young guy in the first couple of years, I can walk into a locker room and have veterans at my disposal. I had Charles Oakley, I had Kevin Willis, I had D. Brown, I had Doug Christie. I mean, I can go on and on. Antonio Davis. They all played with superstars, so they were able to kick game and spit game to me on how to be a pro and how to take care of my body, how to be prepared. And just things like that is extremely important. In today's game, you walk into a locker room, I was one of the only few veterans or old school guys or whatever. It's a team full of young guys. So it's important for you to find guys that you trust, and it's important for organizations to have coaches that have played the game that can get into these ears and nurture and be a support system for these young guys. Because somebody like Zion, like you said, he's super explosive. The one thing I would tell him, yes, be as strong as possible, get your weight down, because at some point, a lot of landing with that weight tends to beat on your body and your knees. And for him, right now, his explosive game is what's making him the superstar until his jump shot and everything else catches up.
It's exactly what Doris said about veteran presence. Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, everyone was saying the same thing. And that's the mistake so many teams that want to rebuild and get young make. They get rid of all the veterans. You better have some veteran presence in the locker room. Thanks so much, Vince. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.